Hello, troopers, and welcome to the 501st Com Chat. I'm Chloe.
I'm well. How are we doing, guys? We all good? Hope you're having a fun week. It's been a while since we've done a live episode
Mm-hmm.
because last week we had our Cavan Scott interview, which
We
we hope you guys are enjoying. We notice it's getting lots of views. We notice as well there's a lot of you listening to it as well, which is nice. So keep it up. We like this. This is good for us as well. We have a lot to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
We had San Diego Comic-Con sort of last week, like end of the week.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of figure reveals. They revealed lots of the books and shows. There's just lots in there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got lots to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a majority of the show this week.
Mm-hmm.
But we do also have a theme this week. We're going to be talking about, drumroll please, Plagueis and Tenebrous.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hear the tragedy? So yes, we're going to be talking about their characters, a little bit about their history, and such and forth. But we have a lot to talk about, so we're going to sort of get into it straight away and crack on with it. So today, it's August 1st, which means...
New Lego Day.
which me and you both forgot about.
Yes.
But we had a bit of a town day.
We did. And we saw lots of Lego sets that were new today.
Yes.
Lots of Star Wars.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And one that we didn't even know was coming out.
Yep.
And we're going to show you that in a second. It's a big spoiler and a reveal for something up and coming, which we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah.
Personal one, no, we did buy one.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought...
Da-da-da-da.
We bought Jedi Bob's Starfighter. So, for all of you who don't know, this is from the Rebuild the Galaxy set. So this is the new Lego TV. Should we say Star Wars What If?
Yeah, pretty much. It looks quite good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like the show, it's the one that has like Darth Jar Jar, Jedi, Darth Vader, and like Luke with Padme's necklace. Just a bunch of like random things. You know, you got X-wing TIE fighters, and yeah, it looks fun, and I'm excited to watch that when it comes
bounty
out.
Hunters.
Yeah,
it's just like a lot of like something's changed the whole Star Wars universe, and things are all messed up. But so this is actually from that show.
Mm-hmm.
So this comes with Servo, which is like a gold droid. We've got an Akbar troop. Was it? Is it Akbar? Yeah,
Akbar trooper.
And we have a Jedi Bob.
Yes.
The reason why I wanted to get this set is because if you're a Lego collector, like having a Jedi Bob is like special, because I know it's not the original Jedi Bob, but it's still a Jedi Bob.
Yeah.
And I thought the actual ship itself looked quite cool.
Yeah.
It'll go with like the Kenobi one a bit. So, so we got that one today.
Mm-hmm.
There was the play set, wasn't there? The
one with Cal Kestis as the like celebratory fig. It's like a Star Destroyer, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's got Vader, you got troopers, you got everything.
There's the Dark Millennium Falcon. There was a lot of you buying that one today. Yeah. There was lots of people buying that one.
It does look quite fun, but I think because it's not one actually in the show, I probably wouldn't buy it myself.
Yeah.
But the figures do look quite fun. Like a white Darth Vader.
But the main one, which we saw and held, is
this one
the Skeleton Crew ship. So this is the Onyx Cinder. This is our first official piece of merch and material, shall we say, from Skeleton Crew. So here we get a good look at the ship. and we also get a nice look at the minifigs as well. The ship looks quite cool. Something a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like it. It's obviously something I'm not going to get myself, especially yet because I haven't seen anything about the show.
Yeah, I mean, if we watch the show and we think later on we should get it, then maybe.
But I already can see a fan favourite, and that is the little Max Rebo
looking dude.
looking kid. Let's see if we can just zoom in. That one. So yeah,
Yep.
He's looking cute.
He does look like Max Rebo, so I'm wondering if he's the same like species as him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good way to get people like interested. Here's a better look at the figures. So all of like, apart from the one on the end, all of these are kids. We also got our first look at the skeleton crew with 5 pictures that Star Wars released. We will show those before we get into today's episode, but just going through the characters, so we have an idea of the
names of them. Yeah.
So we have Jod, which is
Jude Law's character.
Yeah.
Jod Law.
Yeah, he's going to be known as that.
Yeah.
It's Jod Law. We have Wim, Fern, KB, and Neil. Neel. Nell?
I don't know.
But
Neil?
I think this one's Nell, the Max Rebo sort of
looking one. Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently it's coming December, I believe, the show. I can't believe we still haven't got a trailer for it. We've had the one that was at a Comic-Con months ago.
And people like leaked it online, but it wasn't very good camera quality.
Yeah, and it's like, how do we have our first like product for a show that we know nothing about? We've not seen anything about, like.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused, and I don't think these will sell well yet until like we get released something from the show. But
well, you made a good point. Like, why would you want to get this when you don't know what it's going to be like?
Yeah, you might not like the show. So
this blaster's quite funny though.
Yeah,
it's like an old revolver-looking sort of blaster, which is quite cool. Apparently, Skeleton Crews are going to be like Stranger Things in Star Wars, which is quite a curious combination. So hopefully it's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you can buy it now. But we don't know anything about the show. Haven't got a trailer for it, and I think Star Wars are being really slow with releasing the footage from this, and I'm a bit like, I don't know why.
Yeah. But I don't know if there is a reason, but.
True. Right, so going on to the other products that we have a Darth Maul hologram hot toy. This is very cool.
Yeah, and he's in that pose where it's like, this is my apprentice, Darth Maul. And then he's just stood there in the background with his arms folded.
Yeah, so this figure, you don't move it.
No.
It just comes with the like little hologram projector thing at the bottom. But when you like look at it in detail,
yeah,
like it's got like little lines as if it is a hologram. It's really detailed as well. I think it's brilliant. I really like it.
Yeah.
And I think it lights up as well. So you put like the batteries in it, and could you imagine at night you just like look over and it looks like you've got the Darth Maul hologram. Like,
yep.
That'd be really cool. While watching Phantom Menace.
Yep.
So we got this one. We have
this
Darth
one looked really cool.
Vader battle damaged. Now there is like a couple of versions. So this is the deluxe version, which I believe comes with the hard cape, which makes it look like it's flowing, and the half damaged mask. But there is the normal version, which is like same sort of body damage. The helmet is like intact. Looks really cool. You can have him with the sort of top bit of the mask off. and the detail as well on the face is like you can. I know it's like scarred and all horrible looking, but you could still see that's Hayden.
Yeah,
like, it's very cleverly done.
Yeah.
So
bold Hayden with his Sith eyes.
Yes, but
very cool.
I think it's a very good one, and I think it's going to be a very popular one as well.
Yeah,
because I know it's not like a canon version, but I think someone in a collection, if you've got like, you know, like that stood there like a battle damaged Vader, how menacing does he like look?
Yeah,
like, it's sick. So
it's very cool.
Oh, we got a General Grievous hot toy.
Yep. I think this is one a lot of people are excited about as well.
I mean, I'm not going to get it, but I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is really good. So obviously we've got him here with the 4 different lightsabers. What I find quite funny, if you look at the 4 lightsabers, they are like, these 2 look like the same hilt.
Yeah.
And then that one looks like those hilts, and that one looks different.
Yeah.
But when you watch it in the film, he's just got Anakin and Obi-Wan's lightsabers. Like, they didn't digitally add in like brand new lightsabers. Yeah. So when you watch back Revenge of the Sith, you'll see him with the 4 lightsabers, and they are just
Anakin and Obi-Wan.
I think that's funny. Like.
Yeah.
So yeah, like obviously we got him here doing the like walk. You can take the cape off if you want. Yeah, but like look at the detail on his face.
Okay,
like...
that blue one there, that is part of Darth Maul's. 100%.
Well, there you go.
So I don't know what this one is, but yeah, that one's definitely part of Darth Maul's lightsaber. But I think Darth Maul's the saber comes out that end and not this end, but yeah.
Well,
cool though.
Yeah. Again, I like going into. Oh yeah, look as well. Like you can have him with like.
Like broken arms.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Kenobi's like chopped it off, and then he's walking along with like 3 legs, 3 arms, I guess.
But
are they legs or arms? Who knows?
I think they're really. I think it's a really detailed figure. I love it.
Yes, really like it.
Yes. So yeah, that's it for the Hot Toys, I believe.
Oh, there is another one which we haven't got a picture of, but it's been released for a couple of weeks now. It's a Scorch, I think from the Bad Batch series, Hot Toy as well, which looks really good. So check that one out.
Cool. Yeah. So these next like figures are revealed. All of these were revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. Very excited about some of them. I think they're very cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with the Black series. We have Basil from the Acolyte.
Yep.
Comes with like he doesn't. The only accessory he has is little Pip, which I think is quite cool.
That is cool.
So yeah. So here he is.
He's Basil.
Quite detailed as well. You can bring the little visor down as well on him.
Oh,
he looks really good in fairness to him. Like,
yeah,
I think they've done quite a good job with him.
Yeah, like his little teeth, his little hands. Cute.
But yeah, so we've got Basil. Again, we're going to try and go through these quite quick because we have a lot to show and talk about. We have Venestra from the Acolyte.
Which
it was only a matter of time until they made a figure of it.
Which I really liked, Venestra. This figure, she has just a straight lightsaber, but maybe they'll release one later on where she's got her actual light whip. I don't quite know how they'll do that, whether it'll be like just a hard plastic like twirly one, or whether they'll make it like out of a bit of string or something with like a wire so you can bend it however you want.
I think that might be a bit hard though. Yeah. So I think it might just be a hard molded one.
Yeah.
It sort of makes sense, you know. Like
yeah. She actually looks really good though.
She does. She looks very much like, obviously, the only difference is obviously she's in her white robes instead of the orange ones that we see her go on the missions with.
Yeah.
I think that's me just being a little bit like nerdy picky.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like she wouldn't be wearing in the show. She didn't wear those robes and get a lightsaber out.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the
But-
world. Again, I like the detail on her face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She looks really cool.
So we have a IG-12 with Grogu and 2 of the Babu Frick species.
Mhm.
Very cute.
I like this one.
Because you can actually put little Grogu in
In the little
IG-12. Sorry.
in the little pouch. Yeah.
Very cool.
He's like, no.
Yes.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, and I think
we
they're
love
really
Grogu.
detailed as well. And it's quite cool.
Yeah.
How they've like got them with him.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So we have an Imperial Commando from Mandalorian Season 3.
Mhm. This one looks really cool.
Yeah. It comes
I
with
like
little
that
blaster, big blaster,
Mm.
jetpack. So you got quite a bit with it.
Yeah.
I think I quite like the helmet for this one.
I was just gonna say, like, it's the visor is really close to like a clone trooper visor, isn't it? I really like this one.
I think we said that when we saw it in the episode. It's like it's very much like a clone helmet.
Yeah. It does look cool. Ahsoka.
Ahsoka Tano. Peridia version, but also being known as like Ahsoka the White.
But she doesn't have her like hooded cloak.
No.
So
you
maybe
did say that they've done this with like 2 other Ahsokas.
Yeah.
So
but this one she does have a different head sculpt to the other 2 Ahsokas, and her leku are longer as well. So it's more like
so it's more accurate.
Yeah, it's more accurate to the Ahsoka show. This one.
Okay, we got
Vamp.
some vintage collection. So we got Cobb Vamp with the Mando. Comes with quite a bit, mind, which is quite nice to see.
Mhm.
So we have here he is. And we'll look at him. Again, quite detailed.
Yeah. We have Mando and a Blurg. It's like a deluxe vintage collection set.
So it's one of those bigger box ones.
That's really cute, actually.
I have seen a picture of like someone positioned like Mando in his mouth, which is quite cool.
He's getting eaten.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's in his old armor as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah. Oh.
We have a Thrawn.
Grand Admiral Thrawn from Ahsoka.
Again, nice little blaster in the thing, but I don't remember. He didn't have a blaster in the episode in the series.
No.
So I don't know why they keep giving him.
I mean, he's got a
blaster.
holster, so maybe just put it in there. I don't know.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah,
I just don't understand what the point of the like Funko from the series or the figure here. Like, he doesn't use the blaster. Like, why?
I don't know.
Like, yeah, look at the pose. He didn't do that pose.
No, he's always got his arms like behind his back and stuff.
Very
But they did get the really baggy thigh trousers as well.
And the face
So that was good.
Really good.
Yeah, that really looks like him. That's good for like a vintage collection because it's so tiny. Another Ahsoka the White
There's a lot of
vintage
Ahsoka's
collection.
vintage collections now.
I really like this one. I think she looks really good.
Very good. Let's have a little look.
Oh.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
I mean, that's the pose you've got to have her in as well, isn't it?
Yeah, her iconic like one saber behind her, one saber in front of her. Yeah.
We've got a Jedi Survivor. one, which is quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a jetpack trooper from Jedi Survivor.
Jetpack trooper. That's very cool.
So again, there's quite an interest in why have they just decided we're going to drop a Jedi Survivor, like Imperial?
Yeah.
But like you said, it does look quite cool.
I don't think I've ever seen one of these troopers, like in anything else.
No, I don't think I have.
No, I think they're new to Jedi Survivor, and he also has the green lenses too, which is cool.
Yeah.
We have the Mandalorian, the Armorer's Forge, which is like where she has that little like burner thing where she makes the armor. And it's got a little cabinet where she got all her toys. It's got Grogu with it, and it's got the like sort of cave background and stand with the like mythosaur metal skull on the wall.
Yeah, and we got like three little helmets.
Yeah, and it does come with the armorer herself.
Yeah.
So
which is good.
Yes, and it got her little tools as well, and like some extra Mando helmets in the background.
Yeah, which is quite cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
So yeah, here it is.
I feel like that would be a really good little like play set. Like if I had that when I was younger and the Mandalorian came out back then, I would love that.
I'd probably look at a career in like forging, I'd like trying to build my own like.
Because you could like little Grogu, he's got his
pendant.
Yeah, so you could recreate the scene where it's like, you are now Din Grogu, and here is your armor. It's so cute. I love the little cabinet that she's got as well. I love that.
I can imagine some Mando cosplayers that we know probably want this one.
Yeah. We got Bo-Katan from season 3.
Yes.
So she got her darksaber. She's got blasters. She's got a helmet. Although I feel like her hair should have been a little bit longer. That's the only thing I would say about this figure, because her hair was a bit longer than that. So it sort of goes to like the bottom of her ears, but I feel like her hair was more kind of shoulder length in this. But yeah,
I guess you kind of needed that length for it to fit under the helmet.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Actually,
the helmet looks really elongated.
You got hair coming out from under the helmet, otherwise. That's true, actually. So we got a hallway scene from Moff Gideon's light cruiser, from the Mandalorian again. So we've got Bo-Katan, Koska Reeves, Fennec Shand.
I believe this one only comes with the Mandalorian privateer.
Oh,
if you look at the like little picture, it's just the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Him.
Oh.
So I think obviously these, and it says here as well, like Mandalorian privateer.
Oh, okay. So maybe it doesn't come with all these figures. It's just showing.
There's a lot of figures, mine.
It's just showing that on the box as like an example of what you could have.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, here's like obviously, so you look like you can add in a Mando.
Yeah.
But it comes with the privateer, but obviously Bo-Katan, and that'd be cool. So you can basically create how you want it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Is it really cool?
So,
moving on to San Diego Comic-Con.
Well, we're still at San Diego because all of those figures were from San Diego.
Oh yeah, true.
But
the actual things at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes. So we have the outfits that were worn in the Acolyte. Well, some of them. So we got going from top to bottom. We have May. Then we have the Stranger. Camille, Vanestra Rowe, and then I think the bottom one is just another look at Maze.
Yeah, and then we got Osha,
and then we got Mother Anastasia. So if you went to San Diego Comic-Con, we're very jealous of you.
Yeah.
You got to see some very cool things and some very cool announcements as well, which we're about to go into. And
you got to see the actual outfits from the show.
Yes, and the actual lightsabers as well. So here we have the Strangers, Khmer's, it's nice to see it because we haven't really seen these ones up close before, like until now. I think it looks quite cool. I can't really. I'm assuming this little line here
maybe
is where it would separate into like two, but still quite cool. I like the color of it as well. It's like a black, you know. Kelnackers, like a very nice gold. I like that, the gold and brown sort of. In the show, I don't think it did it justice.
No.
I quite like this little gap here. Again, quite a unique design for a lightsaber.
Yeah.
You know, we look at like Gunji's was quite a unique Wookiee lightsaber.
Yeah.
But I think that is also quite cool with the like you can see the top of the emitter.
Yeah. Also interesting how it just says the acolyte, doesn't say Kelnackers lightsaber.
True, but and the picture is Kelnacker.
Yeah, like, I do quite like the on the bottom of it, the sort of grip. Usually they're black, but on this one it's brown, so it looks sort of like it's made out of wood.
Yeah.
Like where you got like the little bars.
Yeah.
At the bottom, and usually they're black, but yeah, this one looks like wood.
Yeah, because you got like Vader's there.
Yeah, like the sort of grip black on the bottom.
So
Venestra Rose. I feel like hers, I expected to be a lot more on it, but I suppose she's had this one for ages.
True. So. And again, like I said, the emitter bit, she sort of turns.
Yeah.
Which changes it from like normal lightsaber to like whip.
Yep.
But it's pretty plain, isn't it?
But it's nice too, and obviously like it. I think it's a really cool lightsaber how she can make it do the light whip as well.
I don't think this is one that will be made into a black series. Because
I mean, who knows?
Because I don't think they would be able to do the whip aspect of it.
That's true.
Because you'd only be able to have it as like a purple straight one, and no one would want that. If you get in Venestra's lightsaber, you want it as the light whip. And I think it is like, when you look at that compared to Kelnackers, I find Kelnackers a lot more exciting than I do
Venestra's. Yeah. I mean, I can see them doing the Strangers one because they've made the helmet.
True.
But also, being that it separates into two, that might be a bit complicated.
They might just not add that feature into it.
Yeah.
But again, that sort of
that's cool.
It a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just a bit too plain for we got Yords.
I quite like Yords. I think it's quite similar. Like the top of it, where it's got like the bits on either side, it's quite similar to like Star Killers or like Cal Kestis. But yeah.
I mean, this one they could do as a black series because it's a yellow blade, and I think the only yellow blade we've got is Rey's.
Yeah.
So they might do this one, which could see them doing.
This one looks really shiny as well.
Yeah.
It looks quite nice.
Also looks like a bit damaged as well, like up the top, which is quite cool. Like it's been used and burnt a bit. So, speaking of Yord, going on to the novels and graphic novels reveals, we have a lot.
Yeah.
And we have some good ones as well. So I have a little list here. There's a lot. So we have Yord and Jecki novel, which is this one.
Yeah.
By Tessa Grattan. Will follow Yord and Jecki a few years prior to the Acolyte. So obviously we'll see sort of Yord, I think, just being a knight.
Yeah.
And obviously I think we'll see Jecki being quite a youngish Padawan, I think, like under Soul. So I think it might be quite a nice read, quite a cool read, Yeah. I'm interested to see more stories, especially, Acolyte stories. So.
Yeah. I love how on this photo that they've put it says Untitled Ya novel.
So ya is young adults.
Oh, okay. That makes
So
sense.
yeah, if
I was
you
just like,
see-
what does that mean?
so if you see a novel and it's classed as like ya,
Ya.
that reference is young adults. So,
Okay.
but it still doesn't mean that they're not any good.
Yeah.
Some of the novels that I've been reading and keeping up with for the High Republic have been young novels, but they're still being, good.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this one. Just quickly before we go on to this lot, we have Acolyte Wayseeker by Justina Ireland, which will follow Venestra 20 years before the Acolyte.
Wow.
So will we see what happens with Khmer? I don't know. Maybe. Because 20 years might see, we might see what happened.
Yeah.
By the way, that Yord and Jeki novel comes out July 2025.
Okay. So we got a year.
Yeah, we don't have a release date for the Acolyte Wayseeker. So we've got The Art of the High Republic here by Christine Baver. Sorry. Which I think is quite cool. So this is Art of the High Republic Volume 2. So Volume 1 will basically follow, is basically like Phase 1 art.
Yeah.
Volume 2 is Phase 2 and Phase 3 art.
Oh, okay.
I quite like these battle armor, like attire for the Jedi, because they're still like High Republic colors.
Yeah.
But they look a little bit like menacing
like
and
Clone
like
Wars,
yeah,
but like more fancy.
Yeah.
Looking. I don't know.
And yeah, here we have. This is. I'm going to get my names right. So we've got Venestra Rowe on the left. I believe it's Bel Zettifar on the right, and in the middle is Avar Chris.
It says cover not final, so
again, I'm just going by the covers that they like released at San Diego.
Yeah.
This is very exciting. This one. So this is the continuation of the Star Wars: The High Republic comic. So basically, the overall story continues with this. Do you know who's done this one? Cavan
Scott.
Which I'm very excited about. And also, this is a reason why in one of our questions, when I said, have you got any more stories in the pipeline, was his answer, yes. And that was it. Because he had some big reveals at San Diego Comic-Con, which I'm so excited about. And, we've become a bit of a fan of Cavan because of obviously coming on the show and being a guest for us. But it's like, he's also like our sort of writer, and we root for Cavan.
For Cavan Scott. Yeah.
But
and this one's got Kel Naka in it.
Yes. So Kel Naka is basically joining the main. I want to say the main group, but this is like a big group that that they're joining. Like we've got Skier here. We've got Teve. Lorna. So I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And I like the fact as well that Cavan is having the opportunity to write for characters like Kel Naka from the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kel Naka, Cavan Scott is also doing a Kel Naka one-shot series. So it's basically going to follow Kel Naka, and I think before what happens in the Acolyte. So we might get to see Kel Naka at his prime. So it's going to be a nice little series about him.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So yes, the new issues of the High Republic comic are coming February 2025. The Kel Naka short is coming soon. We also have High Republic Adventures, Republic Secrets in My the Dispatches from the Oculation Zone. This is coming November 13th this year. Quite cool. We have Star Wars The High Republic Edge of Balance Premonition, which clearly you can see here is our boy Yoda in the High Republic, which is cool.
I really like this art. Cool.
Comes out April 8th.
Padme.
This is really cool. We have the Star Wars, the prequel trilogy. So basically, this is going to contain some of the stories that we know from the prequels, but we're going to see them in graphic novel form. So, like, I can't wait to see, like, I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, like the Jewel and Mustafar.
Yeah.
Padme, Dooku. Like, we might even get Dooku cancelling, like, the Camino off of the archives, stuff like that. That'd be really cool.
But yeah, so we're going to see loads of stories from that. So I quite like this idea because it's stories that we already know.
Yeah.
But we're just seeing them in graphic novel form.
Yeah.
This comes out November 12th this year.
Oh.
So pretty soon.
Yeah, that's good.
This is going to be a really cool story. Do you know what? I'm really looking forward to this one. So this is Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising. So this is going to be a new comic series that comes out
in October.
Is it October?
It says on the poster.
And it's basically going to be all about the final battle of the Galactic Civil War with Jakku and so
we get to find out all about the Star Destroyer in the background and
and the battle
in Force Awakens.
Yeah, and I think it's going to connect a lot of things.
Yes.
And they've got some covers for it already. So we've got this one.
That one looks cool.
Bib.
They're wonder.
Yeah.
Wow. They look really cool.
They look really cool. Can I just say as well? I didn't mean to do it, but I've actually put them in issue order, and I didn't actually intend on doing that, but I have. So this is issue 1.
Yeah.
This is issue 2. This is issue 3, and this is issue 4. So that's quite.
The artwork actually looks really good on those covers. So this is Star Wars: The Battle of Jakku series
Rising. It looks very cool.
So there's 4 different comics. So yeah, you can check.
I think this is the first one. I think they might be doing more on it, but because it's a new series. So
well, it looks good.
Cool. Yeah. We have Star Wars Encyclopedia. So everything you want to know about Star Wars, it's going to be in this. It's going to contain everything.
The issue is with these encyclopedias, there's so many of them, but because there's constantly more and more Star Wars projects going, then there's just so much information you can't fit it.
I don't even know if this includes the High Republic, but But it was forwarded by Rosario Dawson, which is quite cool.
That's cool.
We also have, before we get on to that, things I don't have the pictures for. We have the Art of the Acolyte, which would be quite cool. That is also by Kristen Baver, coming out July 25. We have a Star Wars Outlaws book. You know how they do like the book showcasing the planets?
Yeah, where you find hidden things.
Yeah. That's coming out soon because the game comes out end of this month. Very excited for. We have, which I think is going to be quite a big revealer in terms of things you might have missed. We've got the Acolyte Visual Guide. Coming out next year. So we might get a better look at Plagueis. We might get like the unknown planet might be actually revealed as Baldenic.
I think it is.
I think it is as well, especially from what we're going to talk about in a bit. But, so we got that. Anything else? I'm just going through my notes here. I believe that is it for what we're
But
coming up.
there was so many. And if we have missed any, then we'll talk about them next week. But I'm sure we got them all.
If you know any, let me know.
Yeah.
Again, really cool to see all the novels, and especially nice to see Cavan getting, having a good time out there, by the way.
Yes.
So, these are our first look images at the Skeleton Crew.
Mm-hmm.
So, here we have Joblaw.
Jodlaw.
I think this is probably going to be early on in the series, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because here we got some of those, like, door droids.
Yeah.
We've got the little crew. Yeah. We got the. He's looking quite happy. He's looking quite cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got the kids behind. This, I believe, is on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon this is the Onyx Cinder.
Yeah.
I think again, I quite like the rustic look to the ship. I like how it's not
Pristine.
the usual ships that we see in Star Wars. So something a bit different, new.
Yeah.
Neil, the little Max Rebo looking one, looks a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. I hope it's practical effect and not all CGI.
Yeah.
But,
I think he looks cute. Oh.
Yeah, that is practical effect.
Yeah.
So clearly they've got like some little bikes. This is definitely like Stranger Things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they've got their bikes,
like
got the little walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
This is quite cool. So
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Again, it's something like really new in Star Wars, something completely different.
Yeah. And they are definitely gonna, they're gonna do Funko Pops of these ones.
Yeah.
Imagine the little Neil. They're gonna do one of them.
Yeah.
And
they got little flashlights.
I can't remember what droid this is, but I know that we have seen it in the leaked poster and the T-shirt as well that they've released.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Isn't it weird how they're just releasing everything but the trailer and the show?
I think we're gonna get it this month.
And everything already.
I think we're gonna get it this month. I reckon the trailer.
Yeah.
I would imagine so if it's coming out in December.
Yeah. Here
we have what again seems to be like some sort of little, almost looks like Coruscant, doesn't it? Like in the tunnels, but I don't think they're gonna. You never know. But
I feel like this girl kind of looks like the dude out of X-Men.
Cyclops.
Yeah, or
I was gonna say Geordie Love.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. One or the other, because she's got like a little visor on, but like you can't see her eyes or anything. It's just like a little thing. She
looks like
Geordie LaForge from Star Trek Next Gen,
or X-Men. Cyclops
from X-Men. Yeah,
but
cool though.
Yeah. All I'm going to be hearing when I say
yeah. But definitely more like Stranger Things, E.T.-esque.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be like one of those 80s movies, kind of like Labyrinth, or like, I don't know. I feel it's going to be a mix of everything.
Yeah. I can't remember what era it's set in again, but I think it's between like 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So it's like set in the era of the Empire, I believe. I might be wrong, but I think it's around that time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
So we finally got there with news.
Yeah.
So we'll quickly go into today's episode, shall we say?
Yes.
Tenebrous and Plagueis. So I will let you go first. So
okay.
Who is Darth Tenebrous?
Okay. So he, wait for it guys, is a Bith Sith.
I told you would laugh. I said you would laugh saying that.
So if you guys don't know the Bith species, they are most well known as the Cantina Band. This one, he's not a good one. He's a Sith, And he looks quite cool, to be fair. Like he's got like chest armor and like shoulder armor and stuff. It kind of looks like quite similar to like Old Republic kind of clothes he's wearing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Mandalorian sort of chest, and then he's got like his cape and like baggy trousers sort of thing. And he looks real evil, and it's really weird because obviously you're used to seeing this species just playing a little saxophone in the cantina, and then you've got
Here's
this
one
guy.
as a Sith.
So his real name is Rugis Gnome. So Darth, like every single Darth, they have their like real name and then their like Sith name, which usually starts with Darth, and then this one's Darth Tenebrous. So he had a Twi'lek master. There's no information on this master's name at all, but he was a Sith and he had like green colored skin, and he was a Twi'lek, so he's like one of those ones that has the 2 head towels.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
I would love to be one of those people in Star Wars that, like, I would love to have the job of being like, we want you to write, like, basically the complete history.
Yeah.
You know, and be like, right, here's Tenebrous's master, write a story.
Yeah.
And character, you know, write him and then write his master, and then, you know,
and
I would love a job like that, being able to write the whole story.
Name some of the Darths.
Mm.
Like who came up with Darth Tenebrous? We don't know. But
Darth Smilus.
Yeah.
That's our one. That one.
That was Tamir, if you guys don't know. So basically, Darth Tenebrous' master, the Twi'lek, he was taught the original Sith ways with like the rule of 2. So that descended from Darth Bane. So he created the rule of 2. So this guy, he was trained by like that sort of way. He was a renowned starship designer, and he designed the scimitar that Darth Maul used in the Phantom Menace.
It's an iconic ship.
Yeah. So this is the guy that created that ship. He was also a scientist. And his main goal was to create a virus that could diminish Force users from being able to use the Force. So, for example, if he encountered a Jedi and they had this virus, they wouldn't be able to use the Force to...
They'd lose their connection to the Force.
Yeah. Which we all know the Force is like what makes the Jedi so powerful. So I think that's real, like, interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Jedi would have survived if that had happened. So he created something called maxichlorians. So obviously you guys all have heard of midichlorians. So maxichlorians, basically he wanted to reach a way to achieve a form of eternal life, right? So he created these maxichlorians by injecting himself with a retrovirus which infected some of his midichlorians. So they became maxichlorians, and these maxichlorians can live on until like way after his death, right? So I'm sure you'll probably talk about his death in your bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So after Tenebrous died, these maxichlorians joined Plagueis' body. So it made Plagueis like a host for these particles. So Tenebrous, his like consciousness could live in Plagueis. So it gives him access to Plagueis' foresight, and basically what he was trying to do was to locate who would become the chosen one, and then he could become one with them to try and like take over the galaxy with the chosen one, right? So that was his sort of goal from it. But then, eventually, he saw Plagueis's future failure. So that was Palpatine killing him in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So Tenebrous was like, this is gonna like ruin my plans. So he got out of Plagueis, but then he had a very tragic thing happen. So I think this is one of the like most disturbing things in Star Wars, to be honest. Not gonna lie. So
Okay.
he went back to his body, but obviously because he'd been dead for so long, it was like kind of mummified, and he had to relive his final moments on a loop for all of eternity until the Maxicorians died. So basically, he kind of came back to his own body, and then he just was repeating like his death and experiencing everything he did
Like the moment of his death for eternity.
on a loop.
And he couldn't scream.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a mouth.
He didn't have a mouth, because obviously
He was
like a dead body. Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
Which I think is one of the most disturbing things in Star Wars, to be honest. And
It is
I
very
hope
brutal.
that the Maxicorians didn't last for very long, because that's just all. I know he probably did some awful things because he was a Sith.
He's a Sith Biff.
Yeah. But, yeah. And also he did manage to create, I don't know how, but he managed to create red Force lightning. So you know how like Palpatine has Force lightning and Starkiller does and all that. This guy had red Force lightning. So I don't know if he was more powerful. Like, it's not really explained, but
he also, like you mentioned, he was into the science.
Yeah.
And he saw the Force as a tool instead of a mythical, like, energy.
Yeah.
So as like the Jedi not see the Force as like it's an energy, it's part of us.
Yeah.
He just saw it as a tool. He didn't regard it as like, he used it as a tool to help him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which I feel like a lot of Sith do. Like, Jedi very much like the Force is a nice peaceful thing. Like, there's light and dark, there's a balance, it's in every living thing, sort of thing. But then the Sith, they're like, no, we tap into the Force with anger, and we use it to help us gain what we want, sort of thing. So yeah.
But yeah, that's Darth Tenebrous.
Yes.
He's got a really good name, by the way.
Yeah.
Darth
And I think
Tenebrous.
he actually looks really to see
A Sith Biff.
a Sith Biff, yeah. Someone that you think is good,
Or a Biff Sith.
but have.
Is it a Biff Sith or is it a Sith Biff? So going on to my guy,
Yes.
Darth Plagueis. So yeah, this is a good sort of idea of what he looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Darth Plagueis is obviously very well known. If you know Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I've also been listening to the Darth Plagueis audiobook again because of watching the Acolyte finale and seeing him. It's made me want to listen back to this James Lucano audiobook. Now, again, I know it's not canon, but obviously some elements in it will become canon because obviously Darth Plagueis he's turned up in live action. So,
I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him next season.
But so most of basically all the stuff that I'm going to be telling you is from the Plagueis novel because that's all like the information that we have from him.
Yeah.
So he's a moon species, and he was born on Megiddo.
Ah.
Do you remember Megiddo?
Yes. This is the place where Ki-Adi-Mundi died.
Yeah.
In Order 66.
Yeah, where he's like, come on! And they're just like,
yeah.
It's like,
it's
what?
Also the first mission in the old Battlefront 2, if you guys have played that.
Oh, fun. Nice. I like that. That's good remembering.
Yes.
So he was born between 147 and 120 BBY. What is BBY?
Before the Battle of Yavin.
Hold on. Just
Which
checking.
is the Death Star explosion.
Yes, so basically A New Hope. So before A New Hope. And I believe the Phantom Menace was like 32 BBY, I believe. So which
what was he born?
147 to 170, 120 BBY.
Okay.
But
so we don't really know, but
we're probably 147, I would say.
Yeah.
Because he is old by the time of the Phantom Menace. Like he mentions, like when he first meets Palpatine, that he's like over 100 in human years.
Yeah.
So, he's old.
Yeah.
So obviously we know his Sith name, Darth Plagueis, but his normal name is Higo Damask. I really like that.
Yeah.
I've said to you, if like anything happens to me,
that'll be your code name.
My code name, find me, look for Higo Damask, because that is a quality name. He's got a really interesting birth story.
Yeah.
So basically, it was Tenebrous who didn't like father him, but he knew his father. So because of obviously Tenebrous's like other alter ego as Regis, he was well associated with the monks and
the banking clan.
The banking clan will sign your treaty. But yeah, so he was really like in with that lot, and he knew Plagueis' father, Sar the Mask, and basically Sar had a bit of force potential, but like not a lot. But then he was like, if I can get you to basically have a child, that child will be really strong with the force. So Tenebrous basically convinced Sar and an unknown female moon to have a child on Magito, and that's how Plagueis come about, or Higo Damask.
Yeah.
And
then when he was 5.
Yes, when he was 5, his mother realized he was force sensitive, so she gave him to Tenebrous.
Yeah.
So then Tenebrous basically raised him, trained him in the arts of the dark side, and also helped him rise to power within the moon sort of community. And he became head of the Mask Holdings, which was like a financial company that, like, they were basically like their own little bank, but they tended to work with more unlawful clients, shall we say? Because at the end of the day, Tenebrous's and Plagueis' overall goal was to weaken the Republic. So that's why they positioned political people into certain roles. They helped fund, like I said, political campaigns. But a really interesting one, especially in the novel, which I think is really cool, especially with how the future of Star Wars goes. In a meeting with Gardola the Hutt, so who's Gardola? She owned Anakin, remember? She owned Anakin and his mum.
Yeah.
Because remember, she says Gardola lost us on the pod racing.
Yeah.
In a meeting with Higo Damask, Plagueis, and Gardola asked the Mask Holdings company for funds to refurbish the pod racing track on Tatooine. So basically, the Tatooine track that we see at the Bunta Eve in the Phantom Menace was refurbished and brought back to life
because of the money from the banking clan.
Because no, not the banking clan, from Higo Damask and Damask Holdings. So Darth Plagueis basically funded the refurbishment of the Tatooine Bunta Eve pod race.
Well, that's cool.
And obviously that's where we get to see Anakin later on.
And he's the chosen one.
Yeah. I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
You know, looking back and being like, that's actually because of...
Yeah.
And the whole point of it was Gardula wanted this as a way to bring in profits.
Yeah.
And basically made Higo a silent partner to like bring in money.
Yeah.
And also it would basically compete with Jabba's leadership. Like she wanted control of the Hutt.
I wonder if he was like around when the pod races were going on to like see it.
Maybe. But he we do know obviously in the novel as well that he did see Anakin and he, you know, wanted to meet him and he saw him, which was really cool.
Maybe then.
But I think that was really cool. But yes, going back to basically how he killed his former master.
Yeah.
So him and Tenebrous went to Baldemnik, where they had discovered a cortosis. Yeah. So
if you guys don't remember, cortosis is the material that Kamir's helmet is made out of in the Ekana.
No. Anyway, so they went there, discovered this vein of cortosis, and they had like a mining droid and a protocol droid.
Yeah.
And they discovered that there was like a gas pocket around this cortosis that they found. And the mining droid had been sabotaged by a future, not a future, but like the mining company that supplied it in basically a way to kill Tenebrous. But when they realized this, they quickly tried leaving the cavern to get back to the ship. The mining droid hits the gas, which caused a massive explosion.
Yeah.
And the cavern basically came in on them. And while Tenebrous was holding up the rocks like above the ship to stop it being crushed, he lost concentration because of the Maxichlorians had taken away his foresight. And he let his guard down, and Plagueis saw the opportunity, and he basically brought the ceiling down on Tenebrous. Yeah. He did survive that, and Plagueis basically had a little chat with him before he died, and then revealed to Tenebrous that it was him who killed him, and that he was now the Darth, you know, he was the master. And he ended Tenebrous by using the Force to like snap his neck. So yeah,
again, very brutal.
Yeah. And then obviously, if you read the novel, you see that obviously he finds a way off the planet. But yeah, really cool. Now I didn't realize this, but so you know how this is a Plagueis image that we see a lot of, like just normal looking.
Yeah.
But we also see images from like modded characters in the games of like, you know, like, and he's got like the respirator on.
Yeah. Looks very similar to Malgus's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
So basically, when they were on Baldemnik, him and Tenebrous had to wear a transpirator because of the
gas.
Superheated air on Baldemnik.
Ah.
So they had to wear these like masks, right, to protect their respiratory systems.
Okay.
15 years later, there was an assassination attempt on his life by Maladin assassins, right?
Okay.
Who left him with a severed trachea, which is obviously his throat, and a large part of his jawbone missing. So they took, like, again, a bit like Malgus and Malik, took off the thing. So from then on, he had to have this transpirator on him till the rest of his life because he needed it to breathe.
Wow.
Yeah. So from 52 to 32 BBY, he wore the thing. I always wondered that why some pictures of him had like thing, but now you know.
Again, very brutal.
Yeah. So
I feel like they're going to change a lot of this in the Acolyte to be canon to make it a bit more kid friendly.
Well, again, we got to work out the period of time in the Acolyte compared to where that is taking place in regards to the novel. I know the novel isn't canon, but they are bringing elements of it into live action. They're going to have to. Yeah. So you took an interest in a young Naboo called Palpatine, and he was like a bright and upcoming like advocate for Naboo, but he was also, because again, like I was saying, because the mask holdings were putting people in power, Naboo was voting for a new monarch, and Palpatine was releasing secrets about his dad to the mask holdings. So Plagueis took a bit of an interest in him, and then they sort of became sort of friends, and he mentored him as well. And he basically coerced Palpatine, after sort of sensing the dark side in him, into killing all his family, which is brutal.
That is brutal.
But then that's when he was like, I will show you the ways of being a Sith, but I also will have you to be the one to, you're going to rule the galaxy as Supreme Chancellor, and I'm going to be the one behind the shadow sort of thing. And this is how we rule the galaxy, which was really interesting.
But also, Plagueis, like everyone's saying about like the rule of two and stuff, Plagueis wanted to stop that, and he wanted to have like multiple people that could help them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, in this novel, I'm not going to go into it too much because, like, I don't want to spoil the novel too much in case you haven't read it. He actually meets in the novel Count Dooku and Cypher Diaz at a meeting, and is quite interested with them, and is already having chats with Kaminoans about trying to get a clone something going on, which I think is really interesting. He also meets Qui-Gon Jinn, and he also meets this is going to kill me, the librarian.
Shakastanu?
Shakastanu. No, is it Nakastanu?
I don't know.
But yeah, he meets, so he's met all of those, and really interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was doing a lot of experiments as well within the Force, because he was very fascinated by the midichlorians.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to find a way to control them. And through some of his experiments, we do see that he could manipulate them to, create life. And obviously, we see he was also looking at how to create almost like a dyad in the Force. So that's why I think he's going to be very interested in Osha.
That's why he's coming around the corner with the creepy little hand.
Like, you alright? Speaking of,
there you go.
I was so glad when we saw him in live action. It's like, he's so creepy.
He is.
Now, I reckon, this is my opinion, just out there.
Yeah.
I reckon this unknown planet is Baldemnik.
Yeah.
And I reckon this is him scouting out possible locations for where he could bring, like, he's looking for cortosis for him and his master.
Yeah.
So I reckon at this point he's still under Tenebrous.
Yeah.
But he's also obviously come across Tamir and Osha.
Yeah.
Who he's been watching and seen are like clearly with the Sith. So it's like he's got an interest in them.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see where this goes. Yeah, and obviously Palpatine eventually had enough of him and, had Darth Maul as his assistant, apprentice. And he kills Plagueis in his sleep.
Yeah.
But again, because of Tenebrous's maxichlorians taking away Plagueis' foresight, he couldn't see that Palpatine was going to do this to him. So, yeah. Interesting. But yeah, that was Darth Plagueis for you. Again, I really recommend you read or listen to the novel.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's a really interesting look as well into like darker Star Wars politics. Like we really see how people were like manipulated and like put in power and how much they orchestrated stuff. So yeah. Trooper of the Week, you got us one.
Yes. So is someone called Jessica Bra on TikTok. She's made a really cool Omega costume, and this is her as Hera as well, because I thought this was really cool because obviously in the Bad Batch we see Omega and Hera meet as kids and they become like best of friends. So I've chosen her as Trooper of the Week because she's made some really cool cosplays of like older Omega and Hera, and I'd really like them to meet again.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So that's my Trooper of the Week.
It's a cool trooper.
Yeah.
And
we've not seen, like, I think she's the only person I've seen that's done like an older Omega cosplay. Because obviously, like, it didn't come out that long ago.
No.
But yeah, I think she's really cool.
That's a cool Trooper of the Week.
Yeah.
Meme of the week.
Yes, we have a funny one.
So we thought, as we're talking about Darth Plagueis, so it's Palpatine going, did you ever hear the trad? And then he's noticing Anakin's got his headphones
in. He's
like,
looking at a picture of Padme.
And it's like, like any kid ever, or when you get in the car.
Gen Zs.
When you get in the car and your family or someone wants to talk to you and you've got your headphones on, you're like, oh, okay. And he just looks really disappointed. And it's like, oh,
it's just okay.
I won't tell you the tragedy of Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
And also, as if you check out our Instagram, you'll see that I put a post up of when I actually met Ian McDermott.
The one who killed Plagueis himself.
Yes. Plagueis' apprentice.
Yes.
So, yeah, I thought it was quite a funny one. But yeah, that's it from us this week.
Yes.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. We will be back next week with another fun episode. We might be doing it on Padme's Handmaiden because we haven't talked about that. We haven't spoken about that.
No.
And there's also a possible guest, possibly, that we might get on at some point. But I'm not going to spoil anything yet. Yes, but yeah.
We do want to get more guests on.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I'm going to try for you guys.
Yes. And keep watching the Cavern One interview. Keep pushing the views and the listens to it because at the end of the day, it really helps us as well. So, yeah, we'll see you next week. From me, guys, may the force be with you.